Trump's year-end economy speech, victory lap meets growing public doubt. Washington, D.C. On the evening of December 17, 2025, President Donald Trump delivered a rare primetime address from the White House focused squarely on the U.S. economy, one of the most pressing issues facing Americans as 2025 draws to a close. The nearly 20-minute televised speech combined celebration of his administration's record with pointed political messaging, even as public concern about the cost of living remains high. Shifting the narrative on the economy. Trump opened his remarks by framing his first year back in the presidency as a story of turnaround and progress. He repeatedly contrasted current economic conditions with those he inherited, placing blame for ongoing challenges on his predecessor, former President Joe Biden. For much of the speech, the president pushed the message that the nation is on the cusp of an economic upswing, even if many Americans aren't feeling it yet. One of the most attention-grabbing claims was Trump's assertion that Americans are seeing real price declines and stronger wages, and that the economy is poised for an economic boom the likes of which the world has never seen. Policy highlights, warrior dividends and housing. In a move blending economic policy with symbolism, Trump announced a one-time $1,776 warrior dividend payment to more than 1.45 million U.S. military service members, funded in part by tariff revenues. The figure, he noted, was chosen to recall the year of American independence. Trump also touched on upcoming domestic policy goals, including plans for new housing policies in 2026 to address the affordability crisis. A commitment to soon announce a new Federal Reserve chair who would prioritize significantly lower interest rates to ease mortgage costs. Initiatives aimed at reducing healthcare costs, though details were light in the address. These announcements were designed to shift the conversation toward concrete actions his administration plans to take in the coming year. Blame and rhetoric, a campaign-style message. Rather than offering a deep policy unveiling, Trump's speech resembled a victory lap, with much of the tone borrowing from rally-style rhetoric. He repeatedly blamed Democrats and his predecessor for ongoing economic frustrations, emphasizing that current struggles are temporary and the result of past policies. While the president touted falling food prices, including dramatic claims about egg prices, some independent data and media fact-checks suggest those figures may be overstated, highlighting a possible gap between administration assertions and broader consumer experiences. Public mood, skepticism and political undercurrents. The speech comes amid broader dissatisfaction among voters about the economy. Recent polling has shown majorities of Americans expressing concern about affordability and disapproval of the White House's handling of economic issues. Critics argue the address lacked empathy for everyday struggles with housing, healthcare, and essential goods, elements that have driven economic worry for many households. By contrast, supporters praise the president's forward-looking promises and symbolic gestures like the warrior dividends. Looking ahead to 2026. With midterm elections on the horizon in 2026, the address also doubled as a political performance. Trump's emphasis on his economic record and future policy goals appeared aimed at energizing his base and reassuring voters that his agenda is delivering results. Analysts suggest the speech may set the tone for next year's policy debates, particularly around inflation, taxes, healthcare costs, housing, and Federal Reserve leadership. But for many Americans currently feeling economic strain, the impact of these messages remains to be seen.